welcome to
the Neapolitan
Scoop Podcast.
My name is Steph.
My name is Shay.
And my name is Rose. Thank you for tuning into the Neapolitan Scoop Podcast, where you get your weekly scoop. If you have not subscribed to our podcast, what are you waiting for? Go subscribe right now. Before we jump in, quick note, because we've already heard from somebody, and Kevin has already advised, our content is created for adult audiences only. Keep your children away from us. We advise listener and viewer discretion for graphic depictions of violence, frank portrayal of sexuality, discussions of mental illness, and I'm going to say it a lot slower for those of you in the back, existential struggles, and most of all, filthy language. It might be a lot to take in. So if you need to take a breather, none. If you need to take a breather, take your time, come right back. Today's topic is having a supportive partner. According to masterclass.com, being a supportive partner is important to create a stable relationship, to boost self-esteem, and to improve mental health. With that being said, let's send it to Shay for some questions.
All right. Bam. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and get those notifications before we get started.
Send your complaints to Kevin.
Send some comments. Y'all can put the complaints in the comments. It's cool. We'll respond.
And we'll respond
to Kevin's gonna respond. Kevin's gonna respond. We don't respond.
24/7.
All right. So let's get into these questions. Let's see. So, why is having a supportive partner important? There's pretty reasons why.
Plenty of reasons why.
Who wants to go first?
I'm going to point out, I'm going to go first. Okay. Number one is having a supportive partner is important because, number one, you're a team. And when you're a team, you have to support each other. So if one person comes up with an idea that doesn't make sense to the other, you have to try to make it make sense. So having a supportive partner is important because it assures your partner that you have their back.
Yeah.
And when your partner knows that you have their back, they act at their fullest potential. And sometimes their dream can be like something that you'd be like, there's no way you can do this. But you'll be surprised the things that people can do when they have the support that they need. Like, I'm going to stop there because then I'm going to keep going and going and going. I'm going to let y'all.
Rose?
I think it's important, or a supportive partner is important because even though I don't really think you need a person to accomplish your biggest and best potential. But I do think it makes it easier. It makes it easier knowing that somebody is there that trusts you, or that knows that you have potential, that is encouraging you, that is there as kind of your net. I want to say like a backup net, like knowing that you have somebody that if you fall, if you fail, they'll be there to kind of be like, okay, let's get back up and let's get going. I think that's what the importance of having a supportive partner is, knowing that you have that backup or that support. I think for the most part is knowing that there's somebody there that's willing to catch you.
Yeah.
Yes. I agree 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I think it's important to have a supportive partner. Kind of like what you said, Steph, just about, if you want to accomplish a particular goal, if you have a partner that's like, how like you tell somebody what your plans are and they give you this negative perspective of it versus giving you like a positive perspective as to why you should push forward to that dream, even if it's like, hey, I want to start, like, for instance, a boutique or whatever. And they're like, why do you want to be like everybody else? You should just go do this, or you should go do that, or what if it does this? And what about the money? Like, they always give like a negative side of it. It'll make you just not
Mm.
even want to do it. Make you not even want to follow your dream or, pursue that goal because you're like, well, this person's in my ear telling me, well, all these other downsides to it. Maybe I shouldn't do it,
And
or
that's when you tell them like NSYNC, bye, bye, bye.
yeah, definitely. Or like, I remember Jada, it's kind of, what's the word? Shallow. And well, not shallow, but she was basically talking about like why she don't date men who make more than her. And she was basically just saying she said she don't date men that make less than her. And she was like, because I've have so many friends who are boss bitches and they'll get with a dude and it's like the dude try to talk down on them and make them feel like they're less because they lack what she has. And she's, basically just saying like, that's why you shouldn't, in a sense, why you shouldn't date anybody that makes less than you, because you don't want nobody dogging you out, making you feel like you're not that bitch when you really are. And you are, but you got somebody in your ear telling you otherwise. It'll kind of pretty much bring you down. So I think you need
they feel
somebody.
Emasculated.
Exactly. Ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. I'm here and you here. Like
one thing I would say is there's, to back up what you just said, Shay, because you said there's dudes out here that you'll be a boss bitch. You got your shit together. You're doing boss moves. You're trying to do boss moves. And they're like, well, why you want to be like everybody else? First of all, why you compare me to everybody else?
I'm trying to make my own moves, make my own lane.
Thank you. Like, who told you I was going to be like the next bitch?
Yeah.
Second of all, a lot of these men have insecurities.
Yeah.
Of their own, where they feel like, oh, you make me secure when you are under me, when you are less than me, when you depend on me. And they make you secure at that point. And it's like the moment they see that you have a little leadway, they trying to pull you back. It's like crabs in a bucket.
Because they're threatened.
They're like, oh no, sis, you can a little bit beside yourself. Let me pull you down. And the only thing they don't know is that I'm already riding for you.
Yeah.
So if I'm making this top, you making it to the top with me.
But you also gotta want to make it to the top too. You can't just be riding my coattail thinking that because I got it, all of a sudden you're just gonna magically get it. Like, nah, you gotta help me get to where we both trying to get so we can both be comfortable and both be.
And that's the part. And that's the part. It's like I made it to the top. So now you gotta push me. Come on. This is the part where you elevate. Like, I done got us here. You push me and get me to where we need to be. Because you do run into guys who don't have it all together. But it's like, okay, baby, I'm gonna help you get there. We're a team. But I need you to put your part of it in there.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Rose.
I think for me, it's like, don't hold me down because you're down. Like, don't try to keep me down there because you're not elevating yourself. So just because you want to stay, there is the saying that my mom used to say, el que nació para maceta del corredor no sale. So it basically says if you were born to be a plant, you're not going to get off of that hallway. That's exactly what it translates to. If you were born to be, and it's true, like if you were born to be a plant, unless you want to do something else, unless you want to do like your little plant shade that expands all over the place and grows out of its area, you're going to stay in the hallway,
plant that's shining through.
Yes. that little vine thing that just all over the
ivy plant.
Yes.
The ivory.
unless you're willing to water yourself and take that and nourish, you're gonna stick right to the same spot where you at. And that's one of the things that I always keep in my mind that my mom always said, el que nació para maceta del corredor no sale, because if that's what you want,
and I'm glad you said that.
Because
I'm glad you said that, Rose, because I was saying, yeah, as a woman, you can put your own seed and grow it, and the man is supposed to uplift you. But like Rose said, it's like if you weren't born to uplift anybody, you're not going to uplift them. If you weren't born to be someone without somebody supporting you, you're, like she said, you're just going to be a plant.
Yeah.
But don't hold me back. Don't hold my root from growing.
And you're going to be sitting there waiting for people to water you. But there's plants out here like the rose that doesn't wait for people to water them. They still going to bloom. They still going to bloom. They still going to blossom. They gonna shine.
Take over your side yard like my ass.
One thing about a rose is it's gonna shine, rain, sleet, or it's fucking snow. So it's
Don't
true.
fuck with
it's
them though, because they prickly.
They are.
They are.
That's why I can't
Like, bitch,
cut
you
it, 'cause
bite,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
have
bite
the
back.
scissors. And then you cut it off and it grows back again. The gardener has
It
cut it off and
does.
she came right back.
It's like, bitch, I'm back. Hey, hey,
And I
girl.
was like, where
Hey.
the hell did that come from?
So no
sitting
matter
there,
how
bitch.
much you try to put the rose down, it's gonna grow back either way. So no matter how much you try to
100%.
shut somebody down, make it seem like they not that bitch or you not that nigga for the
Yeah.
men out there, you gonna always
So-
flourish. If you meant to flourish, you're gonna flourish either way.
Yep.
So
We
that's
are
what you
planting
gotta tell me.
analogies.
Hey, sir.
Look at us.
Because they quick to tell you, they quick to bring you roses when they fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
But sir, I'm just as strong as this motherfucking rose. Try again.
And what Miley Cyrus said, I can buy my own flower. Why my name in the same? Do all that shit up. I don't need to buy damn flowers. I can buy some stove.
We can create our own happiness. Y'all just here for the ride. Like we need y'all for support.
Yeah.
That's what we need y'all for.
I think it's just like don't rain on my parade just because you stuck black chuck.
Yeah.
Like let me grow and do your thing. Just get out of my way.
But that's the thing. I don't understand. Like a lot of men are very egotistical. Based on generations behind us, women were considered inferior.
Yeah.
So men have this ego where it's like, if a woman is doing better than me, I'm inferior. And that fucks with their ego. And they're like, there's no way you can be the breadwinner. There's no way you can be doing better than me. I have to do better than you before you can. They want you to do better, but not better than them.
Yeah.
But I think it goes back to like my wife said it a few times. We have those people that are like machistas, but whenever they want to be machistas, like, I don't want her to make more money, but you're also not doing anything, friend, to get that woman where she needs to be. Yeah. So it's like at the end of the day, if you're not doing it, then she's gonna have to be the breadwinner.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to suck it up or get out.
Yeah.
Because
yep.
You can't expect your wife to be submissive, but your ass can't get it.
Yeah. Or let's talk about the people who go after girls, because I saw this too. People who go after girls who, like, maybe she's a girl. She already got a Benz. She got her own house. She got her own all this stuff. You get with her knowing she got all this shit, knowing that you're just basically you're sexually attracted to her, but you like that she got all this shit going on. And then when you get with her, it's like, oh, why you materialistic? Why you gotta have this nice car? Why you got a house? So what? Like, you wanted to get with this person because of everything that came with them, and then you get with them, you make it seem like what they have is a bad thing, or what they desire. If they desire more, they desire luxury, all of a sudden that's a negative trait to you, but yet you decided that you wanted to pursue this person knowing that you couldn't compete with them in the first place.
First of all,
red flag.
Yep. First of all, luxury is never wrong. So
and we got to get out of that. We got to get out of that whole, why y'all like Louis Vuitton? Why y'all like expensive things? Why can't I like these expensive things? Like, I get it. It ain't just a white people thing. Black people deserve luxury too. Black women deserve luxury too.
We work hard enough.
Minority women deserve luxury too. If I can give me a Louis Vuitton, baby, I'm gonna get one. I can get one right now, but when I become a lawyer, I'm gonna get one.
Hey, I like the way you put that, sis. Yes.
Having luxury is not bad.
And I think for that shit, it's because, like you said, they get attracted to the persona, and then once they're in that relationship, it's like they can't handle that.
Yeah.
Because a woman that is self-made, that has everything, like you said, she don't need your ass. All she needs you for is
yeah. Yeah, you're like, baby, you're wanted.
You're a commodity. You're a commodity. You're not a necessity. You're like a commodity. You're like a little one of those little
Cher said that
carry in the purse. Huh?
Cher said that. She said, I don't need a man. I just want a man. Like, they're not a necessity. They're just, I think that they're a commodity. It's just nice to have
like
one.
those little Paris Hilton's puppy.
And I think that's where the communication is crossed, because men get the impression that when women marry them or want to marry them or want to be in a relationship with them, that it's because they need them. And then when they get into the relationship and they realize that the woman doesn't really need them, and they do get into relationships with people who don't need them, but for some reason they feel like at some point, maybe when they distribute the goods, they're gonna be like, oh, she gonna need me now. Sir, them same goods can be found somewhere else.
In the
Just
store.
like
And
motherfucking
it won't
onions
complain.
and
It won't
HEB.
complain. It won't be hungry. It's not gonna
I can
ask you.
find the sweet onions. I can find the yellow onions. I can find the fucking purple onions. Your onions are replaceable. And that's what men don't understand. And that's what some women don't understand. It's
Yeah.
like, baby,
onions are
there's
replaceable. I'm
some
gonna write that down. I'm gonna put that as a quote.
You onions are replaceable. I can get every color
That's
onion
gonna
under
be
the
the quote
sun.
this week. That's gonna be our quote of the week. Your onions are replaceable.
it's like, if I'm here, it's because I want to be here. Like when a woman is there, it's because they want to be there. Like, I'm telling you, dudes be in our inbox 24/7. Like, I'm sitting here with you and you have flaws. Like you ain't like, these dudes be acting like, oh my God, like I'm just perfect. No, you're not perfect. You're perfect for me and I like you and I'm sacrificing for you. But understand that there's other people out here that I could choose.
Yeah. And probably vice versa. I mean, I'm not a man, so I can't really speak to what comes to them necessarily. You know, I think like for a certain type of man, they might have that capability where women just walk into them, but not everybody has that same like ability. Like just there's levels to this shit. You know, I don't think like, and even if I think even if it's a nerd guy, he probably got a good job. You know, he's probably a decent person. He probably got bitches walking to him too, depending on like if he goes to the gym or if he like depending on what he likes. Like you just never know what attracts somebody to somebody else. But don't nobody want nobody that just don't do nothing. You know, so if you're gonna be a supportive partner, you gotta be willing to do your part in the relationship and like, you know, not take the other person down.
Support
Like,
me.
yeah, support me, support you, like, and then like when times like especially if you like supporting somebody in like a down moment, you know, and that's one thing because I've definitely dated people like this. Like you could support somebody when they down, and then the moment they get up, they forget everything you fucking did for them. Like all of a sudden, you didn't sacrifice nothing. They don't remember nothing that you did. Now all of a sudden, well, bitch, I don't need you. Well, you did at one point. Like
That's because they
and
entered the relationship. They entered those type of situations are because they entered the relationship and you were a crush to them. It was like, I need you right now to hold me down. But once I get to the top, I'm going to act brand new. I don't need you no more. You know, like when you crippled, you had a crutch that holds you up. But once you're ready to walk, you throw that crutch away.
yeah,
And you go searching for that. And you have people like that. And that it's really sad because you would think that humanity would be a little bit more humane
right.
and be like more
You scratch
like,
my back,
oh,
I scratch yours, vice versa. No,
you don't
people
have a
be
lot
out to use people and get what they can out of people, and then when it's all done, said and done, it's like, okay, well, I'm gone.
I think that's why
It's like
I've
I
learned not
used
to
you for what I
expect
needed
anything
you
from anyone.
for. Yeah, and honestly, y'all, that's the one thing that I've learned. I'm of age at this point, not of age, but
Of age.
I'm of a mature age. Like I've reached maturity. I feel like I've reached maturity. Like I'm mature enough to be like, okay, bitch, I ain't gonna argue with you.
Yeah.
But it's like it took me this long to realize that you just gotta. Some people just not built like you, and you gotta understand also that we are, as time goes by, we become the anomaly. We become like everybody else that's doing all this crazy shit. They become the popular generation. You know, the popularity. We become the anomaly. It's like, oh, you're rare. Like you're okay with us going to the movies and watching the movie, and that's a date. It's bitches out here that be like, the movies. Like, are you serious? We're going to the movies? Like, what are we gonna? What is that? I like the movies personally,
It's not shame.
but we. Am I being old right now?
No, you're fine. She had put that quote on the Neapolitan Scoop Instagram, and I saw it. And I'm
What
like,
quote?
the onion one.
Onions are replaceable. I love it because people are gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on with these women?"
You onions are replaceable.
I love it.
Red onions. You got
And then on
sweet
top of
onions,
that,
you got onions.
we done crying over onions. I be cutting onions and I don't even cry these days. Like, I guess I'm just used to it. You get used to it and you be like, you know what? It is what it is.
You become numb.
At this point, you said I
become
don't even cry for the onions.
Don't even cry over onions no more. You can't. You done dealt with so many onions.
But you know
it's
what?
like, it is what it is.
Hey,
You've dealt with so many onions.
but you know,
it is what it is. Y'all killing it with
every time. Every time you encounter an onion, you grow. And you become a honestly, Shay, you become a better person for the person that's destined for you. I always like to believe that God does everything for a reason. God isn't putting you through these situations for no reason. God isn't putting us through these situations for no reason. Like,
sometimes we put ourselves in those situations when we refuse to just let be like, you're right, God. Just get out of my life.
Let me tell you.
That onion
but
is
you
in
know
the back of
what?
your fridge.
But you know what?
You don't want to throw it out.
One thing about God, He not about to play with you. God gonna be like, okay, sis, you don't get the point. Let me throw you back in there. Go ahead, sis. You'll be back. God gonna be like, you'll be back. You'll be back right here, being like, God help me. God help me understand. And trust me, because I was in those situations plenty of times where I was like,
feel so seen. I feel so seen.
No, don't feel seen, because I think we've all been in those situations. I've been in situations where, like, I've literally been in a situation where I prayed to God plenty of times. And I'm like, God, just show me a sign.
And He'll give you the sign and you fucking ignore. You like, well, maybe that's not the sign.
You'll be like, nah, God, that's not the sign. I'm gonna go right back. So trust me. Trust me.
Bird boxing it.
Look, listen. It's been all of us. We all been in that situation where we be blind. And it's okay, because you know what God say? Every time you be like, no, God, I can't. What sign? God, you ain't sent me the sign yet. You know what God be like? God be like, all right, bitch, we gonna. He probably don't say bitch because God don't curse.
I'm sure he cusses. I'm sure he cusses. I would like to believe that this entity cusses at us.
Well, I'm going to
stupidest race.
Curse.
We got to be the stupidest.
And I'm going to be like, God probably be like, because I feel like God is a very intellectual God, and he is very emotionally intelligent. Although sometimes he very petty, because karma be really karma.
He's definitely black. The Bible says he's petty as fuck.
The Bible says he's
very petty.
He tells
God
you
is very petty. He's very petty. And this is why when people come to me sideways about drinking, I'll be like, look, God threw parties. We won. Okay, so don't come to me sideways.
Wine, Jesus.
And he also said, let them prepare my meal in front of my enemies. You don't have to shit on y'all in front of your face.
Enemies, come eat. Come eat. Petty. You want to eat? You hungry? Come eat.
He said, I got you.
Petty. He's very petty. And I can respect that, because I tell everybody all the time, I'm like, I'm petty because my daddy petty.
I'm petty.
We're a reflection of our Creator. You're right.
I'm definitely petty. I'm very
Bible
petty.
says you are a reflection of God. So I know he cusses.
So honestly, I just be like, God knows when we're ready and when we're not. Like, he puts us through situations on purpose. And and if you really genuinely want to be a bigger person, like if you really want to evolve as a human, he's gonna set you up for that. But I do believe that there is a God and there is a devil, because at one point Satan was an angel, So I do believe that there's some times that people let the devil get the best of them, and God's not gonna fuck with you if you fucking with the devil.
Mm.
So if you sitting out here fucking with the devil, guess what? But if you out here and you just like, all right, God, do your thing.
They're not gonna take you in the rapture. We were talking about the rapture last time.
You're gonna be left with the roaches.
You find out. I like to believe that I was taken and I came back. God was like, sis, they need you out here.
We the roaches.
The dead dinosaurs.
I said the only thing that was left for us. She's about the roaches. So you mean to tell us we the roaches?
I mean, dinosaurs died.
Wait, I think that was the funniest part was when Rose was like, we the roaches. I'm like, God damn. The same roaches we be getting with Raid.
But think
like,
about
we be out here with Raid and shit. No, I ain't no roach.
Yes. Humans are roaches. They're the scum of the universe and the galaxy.
No.
Yes,
that's why the aliens don't fuck with us. Okay, we got it. We got it. It's understood.
Humans are too dumb for other intelligent life force to even try to talk to us. We're the roaches.
I'm not believing that. I ain't no roach.
All right, let's move on.
That's right. Steph stayed back from the rapture because she was gonna lead all the roaches out of her.
I was sent to save y'all.
That's probably why I ain't seen no flying roaches in a while. They all following Steph.
What's the next question?
Jesus. All right. All right. What would be some reasons you would not support your partner? I don't know, man. I mean, if I feel like you not trying to progress, I can't support that. You know, I was definitely that person who, for somebody who was at one point in my life, a part of my life, this person, I bought them a Twit card, right? Twit card was like, I think it's like $500 or something because the nigga somebody he wanted to do some shit. I don't know. So I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna get you a Twit card. Because that's me supporting my man at the time. I'm like, okay.
Fuck my baby.
Oh my God. So it was when my baby first came, I'm like, if I can benefit somebody like him to help him progress so that, we can have something established and, he have something for himself and kind of like to benefit us as a whole, then why not? Twit card.
Makes sense.
Set expired. All of my little
Wait, what?
The Twit card came, it's set, and it expired. He never used it.
He didn't do shit with it?
Nothing.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like, people sit here and say, well, how you didn't do this for them, how you didn't do that for them. Bro, I sit here and gave you what you needed to get yourself started and you did nothing with it. I can't support somebody who is just like, I'm trying to help you get, and like, I'm the type of person like, he was like, oh, I want to go to college. Okay, cool. Let's call it college, see what you got to do to get your transfer, whatever the case may be. I was doing all that. But it gets to the point where I'm like, okay, if I see you ain't making no moves, I can't support that. I can't keep trying to give you and help you and lead you and guide you. And every effort that I'm giving you to be better is being like basically unused or shitted, not even shitted on, but it's just like, yeah, I did my part. You gotta do your part, and if you ain't doing your part, I gotta go because I'm not gonna see him play with you.
So, what was his reaction? What was his reaction after all of that took place? And you was like, "Hey, like I did what I had to do, and you didn't hold your part down." So,
oh baby, I moved on, and he never forgave me for
it. He never what?
I said I moved on. He never forgave me for it. No, and I don't feel bad about it.
Why should he?
I don't feel bad about it.
I mean, there's no forgiveness to be given. You like, what do you mean? Like, why should he have to forgive you?
I don't know. I did my part, and I don't know. I think it's like who I moved on with at the time because this person was of the non-African American race. He felt a way about that, but I'm like, even then, that doesn't matter. I'm like, at the end of the day, I was there.
Entitlement.
At the end of the day, I was there. Yeah, possibly a little racist too. But I'm like, at the end of the day, I was there. I did my part, and you couldn't like keep up with it. Like, and it's only so much I can give to a person. It's only so much you could like you willing to like do, and like till you just putting yourself out or you sacrificing what you can do for your own self for the next person. Like, I just can't give you my all, and I have nothing. So that's kind of where I draw the line at some point. If it's giving ungrateful, if it's giving you're not really doing, you're not really trying, then I can't support that.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think for me is, and we've discussed this. I'm a think. So before I even support you, I need to know what you plan on doing, because I'm not just gonna bird box support you. Like, I need to know what I'm putting my name to. What am I backing you up to? Because I think I'm very right. I think I'm very realistic when it comes to like, are your goals something that's attainable? Because if my spouse is telling me, oh, I want to start up my own business. Okay, possible. Oh, well, I want to do this, and that, and I want to stop working because I want to buy 20 houses and be a millionaire tomorrow. I'm sorry, sweetie, that's not how that works.
Those are not smart goals.
Right. So I think I want to hear what it is that my partner is what their goals are in mind. What is it that they need the support in? And I'm going to ask, because to me, it's always communication is always like, how can I help you? What is it that you need help with? Because I'm also the type of person that if you're not asking me, I'm not going to know that you need the help. I can go clueless about somebody needing help just because it's not at the top of my mind. Like, so it's like, you need to tell me what it is that you need assistance with so I can assist you, because if not, I'm gonna assume we're good.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Part. I don't think it's too much that I would say no, like if my partner is asking me for support, but I would definitely want to hear out what it is that, like, what is it that we're doing so that we can support each other. Like, even for me, when I have like things that I'm thinking of doing, I talk to her and I'm like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? And I don't know. It's about talking it out and saying, okay, is this realistic? Is this an expectation that we can both, is this attainable? Is this something we can do, or is it just something that you don't think is possible? That and illegal stuff like the Amazon Fire Stick. I don't fuck with that.
Wait, what? The Amazon Fire Sticks?
The jailbroken Fire Stick. The
girl, I fuck with that.
No, I can't. I'm scared the FBI is gonna come knock on my door. I would be the one to get the door torn down because of a Amazon Fire Stick that was jailbroken.
First of all, if the
FBI is really a federal crime,
yeah, because you're stealing the movie. It's like pirating, because you're stealing the movie and the content and stuff. So I don't fuck with that. Not when it's a federal crime. No. I can't.
Girl, they've been burning CDs for forever.
We've been doing
federal crimes. When we was recording them,
I would be the example.
Because I'm like, sis, I'm shit. Fire Stick
look,
real quick.
I done made my own little mixed CDs back in the day.
I mean, they sell fire. It could be a federal crime if they sell fire sticks at Walmart. Like, it can't
not
jailbroken
be though. Not jailbroken.
Oh well, girl, who gonna differentiate jailbroken? Girl, ain't nobody got time.
I think, like, I don't know. In my head, I feel like they're keeping track of people stealing stuff, and I'm like, yeah.
Let me stop incriminating myself, because this was a long time ago. I don't know what the statute of limitations is. I'm gonna just let it go. Don't worry about it.
You just admit to a federal crime, Stephanie. That's the shit that I'm scared of. You see? Not me.
I know people that did that.
She always had cable.
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I was a juvenile.
Okay, so Steph, what is a reason you would not support your partner?
What was what?
A reason you would not support your partner? Or some
I wouldn't support my partner if he was trying to have sex with someone else. Let's start there first.
Okay.
Now. I know a lot of people are into like threesomes and shit. We should have did that before we got married. At this point, it's over and done with, sir. We have dedicated ourselves to ourselves and in front of the Lord. So the Lord does not support an additional party. There was no additional party at our wedding. So therefore, I do not support additional parties in our sexual life. I know that a
Technically,
lot.
he did let Abraham procreate with Sarah. Well, Sarah was his wife. He had the other concubine. So
Wait,
is it
who?
not? It's in the Bible. Abraham couldn't have a baby with his wife, so he laid with somebody else to give her a baby. And then his wife.
Okay,
And
well,
girl,
that was Abraham.
it's tea. There is
We
tea
talking
in the
about Adam and
Bible.
Eve.
You read it.
I am Adam and Eve. I am not Abraham. Abraham was old. I'm Adam and Eve. Abraham and what's the girl? What was his wife's name? Elizabeth?
Is it Elizabeth or Sarah? I can't remember if Sarah was the concubine or the wife, but Sarah's one of them.
I think Sarah was a concubine. I think Elizabeth was his wife.
Maybe.
But Elizabeth was like 80 years old. So she wasn't, I mean, I make sense. I'm gonna let you lay up with this girl.
People used to live like
Listen,
200 years though.
So you trying to say I'm like how many years old in their life?
You said people used to live for 200 years.
200,
They
300
did.
years.
They did.
500.
But I'm trying to find out what age Rose is trying to
How
put
is
me at
that
right
even
now.
possible? Like, at what age? Like, at what? Wait a minute.
I'm gonna
How?
look it up right now. How old was Abraham when he had his first son? Was it a son?
Girl,
Yeah,
the lifespan was lifing back then. But you know, back then we didn't have we didn't have meds. We didn't have all this extra shit.
Did they not have AIDS and polio and all that other shit?
They didn't.
Because I know they
had
and they was just sleeping around.
No, they wasn't. They was
They
very
wasn't?
religious.
Okay.
Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him.
That's 100. That ain't 200 though.
But you got to think about it, Shay.
Because some people do live to be 105.
No, but people live to be 105, but they can't procreate.
Not even a man?
Sarah was
not even
90 years old when she gave birth to Isaac.
How old?
90.
And they telling us we can't have babies after 40.
Well, I mean, people are obviously proving that shit wrong. Between Janet Jackson, between Ashanti, between somebody else is pregnant right now. That's old.
You just named a lot of people with money.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's still a thing.
But
even though they have money.
But what I'm saying is, if you got money, anything is possible. That's the thing. Everything evolves around money at this point. I don't know if Sarah, I mean not Sarah, because Sarah was a concubine. I don't know if Elizabeth. Oh, Sarah was the wife.
Sarah was the wife.
Elizabeth was the concubine.
I think so. She's the one that had Joseph with the Technicolor coat. Remember? Because they tried to kill him because they were jealous of him.
Why is everything being related to the Bible right now? Our last 3 episodes is Bible related. They're gonna think we're a religious podcast.
So we're taking it back to Steph saying that a man can't lie with another woman. I mean, technically in the Bible, God let men sleep with other women.
Oh,
so. And that's what I was saying, because you had said that he had procreated and he was like 100 years old. And I'm like, how? You know, but I'm like, Rose was trying to say that men can procreate with women at any age. We, as women, we have a stopping clock.
Yeah.
To where we can no longer procreate. So I was like, well, men can't procreate at that age. Like, I can't. If I go have sex, I mean, I could have sex with 100-year-old, but
that part would you want to do that?
Not. Yeah,
I mean, you might be surprised. What if you still got swimmers and they still going and you get pregnant tomorrow?
They do. Them not the type of surprises I like.
I'm just saying, it's the possibility that it could happen. So a man still could possibly procreate if he's 100.
No, it's possible because men can procreate at any age. They can die and procreate. Yes. But the thing is, like, as a young woman, is it pleasurable to you? Is that something you want to procreate with?
Does it come with a inheritance?
Oh my God. It's the fact that you're considering it. Oh my God. I need another drink. I need another
next
drink.
Question. Next question.
Does it come with an estate in 400 acres? Shit. What does it come with? Come with a maid, a butler, a chef? Does it come with some Maseratis and some G-Wagons?
Listen. Let's talk about the next question.
Does it come with a chupette?
We don't know what it comes with. We just know it comes with 100 years old.
All right. So, next question. What's the difference between a supportive partner and a non-supportive partner?
I think we kind of touched on that.
One that supports you and one don't.
I think I would put it as somebody that is willing to see your vision versus somebody that is not, and is willing to help you follow through with your visions and goals, and somebody that is not.
Yeah, somebody who's willing to push you, encourage you, versus somebody who is trying to hold you back or always speaking negatively on what your goals or your dreams are. I also think a supportive partner will help you too, you know? So if you say, I just keep relating shit to like things I've done. So if you say you want to start a boutique, are they showing up to like the little events with you to help you sell your shit? Like, are they like, you know, helping assist in a way? Like, you don't have to be my business partner per se, but like, how are you helping to support what I'm trying to accomplish and vice versa?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You sending my flowers out, you putting them on cards, like what you doing?
Yeah.
I agree. Let me see. What is this? What is the difference between a supportive and a non-supportive partner? A supportive partner is always going to encourage you. A supportive partner is always going to give you constructive criticism. A supportive partner is always going to volunteer ideas. A supportive partner is always going to be present.
Yeah.
Whether they believe in your dream or not.
Yeah.
They're going to take that risk and say, I'm going to believe in her or him. And believe that what they're doing is going to come into fruition. A non-supportive partner is always going to tell you what you cannot do and what you were not built to do. A non-supportive partner is always going to speak negatively about you. A non-supportive partner is always going to demean you and say, hey, I know you feel like you can do this, but you were designed to do this. And a non-supportive partner is always going to set you up for failure when they see that you are succeeding in all the things that they said you would not succeed in. Because at this point, you are proving them wrong and they cannot stand to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
I agree.
Point blank period.
With all of the above.
All right. That was easy. And then last question. How could having a supportive slash non-supportive slash, why did I say slash? How could having a supportive or non-supportive partner affect a relationship and the growth of a relationship? I feel like, I think like in order for a relationship to work, like my ideal relationship would be like me and my partner being business partners somehow, you know. We work together, we have one common goal, like, you know, I don't know, like I always this power couple like thing, you know. I don't know, like I would like to have that, but in the sense, I mean, if I couldn't have that, it would more so just look like, just like how we said earlier, just somebody who's supporting what it is that I want to do. So like if I have Airbnb, like, you know, are you helping me bring the boxes in? You know, are you know I got a shipment coming? Are you helping me like maybe one day of the week or so, like making the beds, you know, like just however you can help, and then like vice versa, whatever that can look like with me helping him. Because you want to have a partner in your relationship. I think it'll bring big conflict if y'all just have these completely separate mindsets and these completely separate like things that y'all just can't come together on, I don't know.
Yeah,
And I feel
I
like
can
if
agree
it,
with you.
yeah,
Yeah, I think sharing goals, sharing things in common brings you together. It allows you to have that, provide that for your partner, and your partner provide that stability for you, and kind of, go back and forth with, I'm going to help you be the best you can, but you're going to help me be the best I can, and together we're going to thrive as the power couple, or we're going to grow as adults together. I think
yeah,
if there are no common values or goals, or set standards for the both of the people in the relationship, that's when relationships starts kind of going south, because it's like what you want doesn't match what I want.
right.
And if I'm like, you know what, you take care of you and I'm gonna take care of me, at that moment the relationship has kind of spread, because
Divided. Mm-hmm.
right, because at that point it's like, I don't care for your goals and you don't care for mine. Like,
What's
what are
the
we
point?
together for? Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Or like if
Yeah.
I want a house and you say you want a house, but then I'm taking the steps to be like getting my credit right, getting the steps to make sure my finance, like I'm creating a budget to make sure I don't use my credit cards as much because I'm trying to pay down debt to save for deposit or down payment. Then on the other side, like you ain't got that. You're not trying to save. You don't really have a financial plan. Like we can never, like, and then like how does that even work? I want a house. You say you want a house, but you're not doing anything to get the house. And next thing you know, the one
Well,
person gonna have the house in their name, and then you're gonna be like, "Well, I live in your house and I don't have no say so." Well, because you didn't try.
yeah, because you didn't want to be part of it. You didn't want to be part of that goal. But I think that's really when it becomes difficult to be with somebody who doesn't share your ideologies and your goals.
Yeah,
And because me personally, I couldn't be with a person that just does not. I'm just too old to be fucking around like that. It's like
either you
we
know what
have.
you want or you don't, and you're
It
willing to
is
get it or
right.
you won't.
Right. And it's like, there are some things that I understand that maybe, you're not going to agree on, because you're not going to be the same. You're not a copy paste version of your spouse. But when it comes to those main goals, main kind of life choices, you have to be on the same page if you want that relationship to kind of move forward, to thrive. Even when you're not on the same page, I think it's like, if my spouse wants to do something, has a goal in mind, and I'm not maybe feeling it, or I'm like, you know what, like, let's take your example of a boutique. If my wife's like, hey, I want to start a boutique, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, what makes you want to start the boutique? What is it that you feel is driving you to do that? Behind that, it's like, okay, and like you said, that's when my part would be, let's go look at the numbers. Let's go look
Yeah,
how the market is doing.
that's
Let's go do all
supportive.
that. But right, but I will want my spouse to kind of take the initiative, and I would just be a backup. But same thing with
Yeah,
me. It's like when I'm doing stuff and taking, I don't have too many goals in life. I'm happy where I am. But little things in life that I want to get done, like when I was doing my graduate degree, I told my wife, hey, I'm going back to school. Okay. She didn't even think it twice. Her worry was, are you going to be able to study, go to work, and still be able to be okay with that? Because she knows I tend to just drown myself in stuff.
yeah,
And yeah, I was like, yeah. And even at that, like a couple of weeks ago, she asked me, she's like, is this the best choice for you moving forward? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, it's not easy moving on and going to school again, especially when you're trying to get on another level, and having a full-time job. But again, her worries were not, can you do it or not? It's, are you going to be okay while doing it?
yeah,
What can I do for you to be okay while you're moving on to your next goal in life? And I think I appreciate it if sometimes I want things or say things that she's like, yeah, that's not realistic, bro. Like, come back to her. Because I think sometimes I'm like, look, I want the Louis, I want the Louis purse, I want the Gucci hat. And then she's like, come on now, you don't need all that. Like, come back to town. You don't need to waste money like that. There's bigger goals in mind.
Yeah.
So I appreciate her keeping me
grounded.
keeping me on task. Yeah, keeping me on task with stuff like that. It's like, nah, you want to take a trip, or do you want to go get you some shoes? Because you know. We ain't bothering Jacqueline like that.
Or going to Hawaii and taking you on the other side of the street so you don't go into Louis Vuitton.
Like, come
I
here,
appreciate
sis.
that.
Let's come this way. We
See, I
already
appreciate
here.
that.
We over there.
Telling me she's in
No,
pain so she doesn't have to walk through the Hermes.
I appreciate that. She knows the boundaries.
Yep.
Let's see. How could having a supportive / non-supportive partner affect a relationship and the growth of a relationship? So I'm going to speak on the standpoint of having a supportive partner when you have children outside of that partner. So I'm going to speak from the instance of people who have children and they meet someone new and you need someone to support you and your children. And I think having a supportive partner in this situation helps a lot in the growth of a relationship because as a parent, you're already a parent, they're not.
Yeah.
It's like having their support just in everything in life in general, in your goals. You know, like Rose said earlier, it's like some goals may be like over the top. It's like, okay, calm down, just chill. But at the same time, I don't think you should tell someone your goals are unattainable. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
your goals are attainable, but they're not attainable right now. We're focusing on this. You know, like for instance, you know, like we were focused on a wedding and I was trying to buy a new refrigerator. And he's like, okay, well, we don't need a new refrigerator right now. We have a wedding to plan for. And I'm like, you know what? You're right.
You're right.
Thanks for bringing me back to reality because I forgot. You know, in that situation, that like having a supportive partner, it's like, okay, I agree. We can probably get the refrigerator, but we cannot get it right now. Like right now, we have these goals and this is that and the other. But in the situation, back to what I was saying, like having a supportive partner, especially when you have a child that's coming into the relationship, that child in birth together, it is very important because that partner has to understand they have to support your child too.
Yeah.
And your child has to understand also that they have to support the other person because the other person is supporting you.
Yeah.
So therefore, you're giving into this person is giving into you, and you are like the middle person that's like, okay, I'm just hoping they get along. And I'm just hoping that they both support each other. And I'm just hoping that he supports me. Because at the end of the day, this is not your child. This is my child. You know, and I'm just hoping that you're willing to support me because if you're not willing to support me and my child, and I'm not saying financially, I'm saying in every aspect.
Yeah.
I'm saying spiritually, I'm saying emotionally, I'm saying through the trenches. You know, it's like if you're not willing to support that, it's like that you're not willing to support me. And this is where having a supportive partner
Comes into
matters when it
play.
comes to
Yeah.
people with, and you know, we are in a generation where we're much older. So a lot of the times, if you're getting into a relationship, chances are your significant other probably has a partner. Maybe they don't. But a large percentage of us have already had kids because we was out there wilding at a very young age and now we got kids. It's cool. It's cool.
It's
You know,
life.
we're just a little bit more mature than the others because we've experienced life prematurely. But yeah, I think the support of your partner is important in your career. If you encounter somebody that has children, you have to understand that you have to support them and their children, not
Yeah.
just them. And you have to support people emotionally. Like sometimes it's just a matter of saying, hey, it's okay, you had a bad day today, but there's still tomorrow. Instead of saying,
Yeah.
you know what, you need to give this shit up. This shit don't make no sense. Like you just need to like hang it up, everybody doing it. Like, nah. Everybody doing it, but everybody ain't me. Point blank, period.
Yep.
So I think that is the importance of having a supportive partner relationship. If y'all boys support each other, it helps the relationship grow. It helps the relationship blossom. And like Rose was saying earlier, you were talking about you and your wife and y'all's growth and y'all supporting each other. It's like like when I met Davis, June, my son was 5 years old. And
I can definitely empathize with that same situation in a sense. Yeah.
so 5 years old is a very tricky age.
It is.
Because the child is old enough to be aware.
Yeah.
But they're also young enough to not be aware of what's going on. It's just like they just know their parents are no longer together. Mm-hmm. And there's this new person that's coming around. So for that new person that's coming around, that's a lot of responsibility, especially when that person is not used to having a child.
Yeah.
It's a huge responsibility. It's like, what do I do? What do I say? It's like I've never been in this place before. Like we as parents, we have this natural tendency to like when we become mothers, it's just like this natural reaction. Like we know we have to nurture. We know we have to do this. But as fathers, even fathers that nurture their biological kids, they still don't know how to act. They're like, I don't know what to do. Like, so imagine someone who is not a biological father, who's never had children before. They're like, I'm getting used to this.
Yeah.
So when I first dated Davis, I really didn't push my son on him. And it was personally because of some of my traumatic experiences in the past behind being coming from a broken home. It's like I didn't want to prematurely introduce him to someone that I didn't know was going to stay there.
Yeah.
So when we eventually figured out that we were good, like we were here for good, it was still new to my son. Like he still was like, this is new to me. Like Davis never lived with me prior to us having our first son. Like we just hung out together. We were like friends. So when I had my first son, he started living it was new to all of us. So
and for him, it probably seemed like it was like sudden because now all of a sudden, like at first he wasn't here. Now you're having a baby. Now he's here. Like what? I don't even know this man. Yeah.
Exactly. He was like, okay, I know him, but I don't know him. And now there's this new baby here. And like, what's going on? And I'm sitting up here as a mother trying to balance the both because Davis is like, well, I've never been in this type of situation either. Like, I've never had to take care of children. I have a new child. Now I have another child to take care of. And Davis is a very, he's the type of individual that believes he has to provide. So when he has to provide for one, he has to provide for another. So he was kind of thrown into a whirlwind too. He was like, oh shit, like now I got to provide for this one and this one and this one. So I understood the aspect from each point, but that's because I was a supportive partner. I was like, okay, I understand you. I understand my son, and I'm stuck in between it. So I took the lash of it all, but it's okay because I created this whole situation. Like I had a son prior to, and now we're here. So I'm like, I think it's my responsibility to, play the supportive role right now and try to educate y'all on how to have emotional intelligence. Because right now y'all lacking it.
Emotional intelligence.
Yes. So that is where like when you have a supportive partner, it helps your relationship grow because y'all both sit there and y'all sit up there and you evaluate yourself and you're like, this is where I went wrong. This is where you went wrong. And you both acknowledge your wrongs and you grow from it.
Yeah.
And then you
completely agree with
blossom
that.
into a beautiful relationship. And no relationship is perfect. Let me put that out there. Like no relationship is perfect. Like y'all gonna fight, y'all gonna argue, but the ending point is how y'all resolve the arguments.
Yeah.
It's
And then that
like
you're
if
both
y'all both go
willing
ahead,
to be there
Rose.
for each other, and you're both on the same kind of playing field. Because if one person is doing more than the other, one person is taking all the responsibility, and the other is just blaming and blaming and blaming during the fights, you're gonna be like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's not gonna work.
And trust me, 100.9% of the time, y'all are both wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, exactly. So you just have to acknowledge where you went wrong at and just be like, I accept my part. This is where I went wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Other person has to be willing to say the
Yeah.
same thing. You know, a lot of people don't be willing to accept that they're wrong at any point.
Yeah.
People think they're so right. And
Yeah.
I'm definitely one, like, if I do something wrong, I definitely can say, okay, well, I did this, you know, I said this, or I misunderstood this, you know, I was wrong. But it's definitely hard when somebody else is like, they're always right, they don't do no wrong, and they couldn't see where they went wrong, and they're not willing to see where they went wrong. It's like, okay, well, I give up. I'm not even about to even have this conversation because clearly I'm just at fault the whole time. I'm at fault. I'm wrong. Okay, you're right. Whatever.
I think it's all.
Yeah. So we want to thank you for tuning into our podcast. Again, if you enjoyed our content, please subscribe to our channel, like, and comment. We love feedback. While you're at it, follow us on all streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you stream from. We're there. Also, if you have a topic that you would like for us to discuss, or if you'd like to be a guest on our podcast, feel free to email us. Follow us on TikTok. Did I say TikTok? I'm sorry. That's old school coming out of me. But follow us on TikTok, Instagram, comment. Hey, if you whatever you like, just do it. Thank you, and see you next week for your weekly scoop serving. Peace.
Bye.